Okay, I'm not atheist or theist. Just a quick video. I say it all the time. It probably gets annoying if you ever hear me, because even when I talk to people, it's like you kick around concepts and people are like, "Oh, so you're an atheist?" And it's like, well, no, I'm not an atheist. So you're a theist, then you believe it, So, well, I mean, I can't really. To me, it seems like here's consciousness is my hand, and atheism is this way, and then my other fingers, let's say, are. One goes one way, one goes the other, like these two fingers. Oh, but they're still part of the same thing, like consciousness, like a stream of consciousness. So it's going along, and you can just go, oh, I have an atheist experience, and then next thing you're weaving back in, oh, now you're having a theist experience. So it's kind of like, it seems irrelevant to me. Unless being an atheist gets you into college or some degree, or, I mean, it's not going to get you into college, but it gets you some degree, let's say, in some sort of science you're doing. Or if you're a theist, then, next thing you're, preaching to billions or millions of people, whatever. You get the point. It's unless you're doing it's benefiting you some way. For me, it doesn't. Being a free thinker gives me more benefit to how my mind works. So I just keep it at that. Anyway, elements. The air element represents consciousness. Let's say thoughts, like your mind. I think I want to invent a new bottle for wine, let's say. And I make a triangle bottle, let's just say. In my mind, I draw this amazing, I know some people can do this, some can't, but I draw this amazing triangle-shaped bottle. And then I sit there and think, boy, that'd be great, I could design that and sell it to somebody. But then I have to combine that with the earth element, because the earth element keeps you grounded. And it keeps your lofty ambitions with sort of tethering it to something that keeps it realistic. And that's, I look at it this way. You're up here is let's say the air element, floating around, lofty thoughts. Down here is the earth element, staying grounded, being realistic. And then in the center is the heart, let's just say. And the heart is where those two, the two, one's here, they kind of come together. And that's where then you have the creative, you put your heart into something. The Egyptians call the heart the seat of the soul, I think it was. Don't quote me on that. But when I say the soul, I mean it very Aristotelian, very Buddhic, very, what I mean by Buddhic or Aristotelian is it represents, to me, good deeds we do to one another. You have a heart chakra, if you believe in such things, an energy point. Let's just say you ever do good to somebody, and it could just be chemicals in your brain firing off, making you feel good. But you have to ask yourself, why do you have that? Is it natural selection, making you feel good so you keep doing good? Or is it something more? Either way, the heart chakra, or the heart, that feeling you get, that lightheartedness, you hear atheists describe that, and you hear spiritual people describe that. So you hear atheists and theists describe that, you hear non-theistic spiritual people describe it. So it's just a good feeling. But that's kind of where you get, you combine those lofty thoughts, you ground them in a realistic goal, and then you push it all forward with your chest out, held high, and you're confident you go and achieve. And you kind of let the love of, if you're creating something that's going to benefit people that are, what do you want to say? You're creating a new wheelchair to help people. That's a huge endeavor. That's a huge goal. It's going to benefit a lot of people. A lot of positive things are going to come out of that. If you're writing a new hypothesis or theory of something, you're elaborating on a field, making it more diverse or enriched with your content. So that's helping something. Doesn't matter what the content is. If it's how you think Jesus was, some hippie, or you think Artemis is the greatest thing since sliced bread, or if you think that none of that stuff even exists, it's irrelevant. What you're doing is you're furthering the experience of certain things. Somebody reads your paper, they go, oh wow, I don't agree with it. It makes them search harder and builds faith in that person. Or maybe it decreases faith, and somebody's life needed the decrease in faith to keep them grounded. So anyway, maybe they're too lofty, because you can do that. You can kind of keep the crown, the third eye, the whatever, that area open too much. People are like, you ever had that friend? It's just like you need to come back to earth, stay grounded. You'll get more done maybe. So anyway, it's just a thought, an idea I had. This isn't a huge philosophical musing. I gotta get to sleep here. It's like 11. I gotta get up for work. But yeah, that's how I view that thing. that's kind of like the extent of my whole thing is like, someone's like, oh, do you, this day and age do you believe in, gods or goddesses, or how could you do that this day and age? But, it was a metaphor, an archetype for something search. Think of Artemis. We put it on a rocket and send that out in the universe because, it's a representation of the huntress, the, seeking. So in that sense, that's a very real thing, a very real thing when we integrate it that makes us think, we should be seeking for, this other thing, to further consciousness, like Elon Musk said, to preserve the light of consciousness. We go to other planets. We're like Artemis. We're hunting for other places with water, other planets that could potentially sustain life. And what is the thing that's propelling us? A rocket with a goddess's name on it. One of the goddesses, in fact. One of the like big ones is Artemis. Believe it or not, if you ever read books on that. Artemis, Diana. I don't want to get into it too much, but anyway. Then you have other metaphors of Christ as a metaphor walking on water. That's, your friend is helping you do something. You are $100 short on rent, and your friend gives you $100. He's helping. He's saving you from the water. He's becomes Christ in the moment. He walks across and gives you $100 to save you from drowning by helping you pay your rent. So that works as a metaphor. It's an archetypal thing too. Christ is also a hero, very archetypal. So it's like you believe in that, and then you go and you watch a Marvel movie and your Avengers and your little X-Men stuff, and so what do you think those are based on? That's directly, go read psychology, that's directly based on archetypal content. The goddess, the hero archetype, Hercules, that's actually a Disney movie. All those things are based on archetypes. That's where they come from. So our Christ is not going to die. Our Artemis or Diana is not going to die. None of that's going to die because it's just going to become evolved into newer things. So, and that's going to be, the superhero stuff. There's tons of stuff. Jungian metaphysics. Bernard Kastrup's pretty good to read. Carl Jung, some of the stuff he's done. Actually, basically everything he's done. There's just a number of really good stuff there. Bernard Kastrup's in the modern, though, in the current. He's really good too with understanding certain things. But I just want to say that though. That's to me, like I kind of view it as there's all these metaphors, archetypes, gods, goddesses, things that I can kind of pull into my microcosm and kind of let the furnace of fire kind of burn and learn from that, and then get a very lofty thought, and then learn how to take that lofty thought and ground it in earth, and then have flow like water. And I can pull any of those gods or goddesses, the archetypes of those stories, those things, and learn from that, and then put it in a modern contemporary context. And no one would even know what I was doing because I'm not going to be thumping a Bible at someone and disrespecting someone's freedom of speech. When I say that, freedom of speech goes two ways. You have the choice. It's like I was raised that if you are a Christian, I was raised in a non-denominational Christian home. You don't force prayer on someone. That just violates their freedom of religion. You have to ask. Can I pray for you? Anyway, like I said, I don't identify as, I'm water baptized born again, but in this day and age, what I mean by that is in my personal psychology, my personal evolution, I'm just not a theist or an atheist. I'm just here living life, trying to do the best I can, and the golden rule is basically the only thing that I have. So I like to combine those four elements with anything, with the top of the star, let's say. And then you have 4 points. The top of the star is the mind. And beyond that's the macrocosm, let's just say. And I can pull from anything. I can pull from Target over here or something. I can say, oh, their logo looks like a giant eye or a bullseye or something. And I could, sit there and say, what's a bullseye represent? And learn from that. Have this whole thing built up in my mind and then start looking, start seeing synchronicities. Anyway, I just want to say that, though. That's a very simplistic way of looking at the air element and the earth element. One's hovering above the other, and they kind of combine in the heart to then create something that we have soul, and I say soul, character, and integrity, which we help create. That's what I think soul is character and integrity, our good intentions, our good actions, what we do with our life, and we're putting good out there. So anyway, it's just a thought, an idea. I just want to share that little meaningless blip of something, but somebody might find it meaningful, so you never know. But anyway, just an idea, just a thought.